How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Rất khỏe. Đinh Lam, Đinh Lam, xin
Uh,
chào.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Đinh Lam?
Fine, thank you.
Good. And Viet Tien, xin chào.
Teacher.
How are you, Viet Tien?
Fine, thank you.
Good. Okay, can everyone turn their cameras on, please? Okay, thank you, Viet Tien. Thank you, Đinh Lam. Oh, you've had a haircut, Đinh Lam. And thank you, Ming Ang. Okay, everyone. Welcome to class. Viet Tien, I missed you last week. Did you go for a holiday?
Uh,
I
uh, it's
what?
just like I went to my hometown
Yes.
and I got this old computer,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have the Zoom ID to participate in the meeting, so
Right.
cannot
Right.
connect, and I
Yeah.
forgot the lesson, so I
Right.
didn't need have all the ID, so I
Right.
didn't participate in the class.
Okay. Oh well, sorry you couldn't make it. But we missed you, Viet Tien. But I'm glad you can come this week. Ming Ang, what have you been doing this week? What have you been doing?
I relax.
You've been relaxing. Okay.
Yes,
So
relax.
remember past tense, Ming Ang. What have you done this week? I relaxed, or I am relaxing. So you can use past or present tense. Okay, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Yeah. I relaxed or I am relaxing. Ding Lam, what are you doing this week?
I play video game and
Mm-hmm.
practice English every night.
Good. Video games, practiced English,
Every night.
and anything else?
Uh, no.
Nothing else. Okay. All right. Well, like I say, welcome to class. Good to see you all again. Let's get started. Okay. All right, everyone. Actually, I won't share this with you. We're going to do a practice on tenses. Okay? Tenses. So, I know I keep saying so, keep repeating myself. Anyway, I've noticed that when you speak to me sometimes and when you write, one of the common mistakes that you make is you forget about using the correct tense. So it's a very simple thing using tenses, just remembering to do it. And I'm sure you have practiced this for many years already. But you must remember to do it. It must become automatic because when you get to do a test like Ielts, even though the rest of your sentence might be perfect, if you make one small mistake with tense, you will lose marks. So using the correct tense must become as automatic as possible, meaning you don't even need to think about it. When you are talking about something in the past, you automatically talk about everything in past tense, for example. Okay, so Ming Ang, Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay, can you see question number 1 on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see the words in brackets need correcting. Okay, the words in brackets need to go into the correct tense. So everyone in chat, okay, I will get you all to do this. In chat, can you please send me the answers to question number 1? You don't have to write the whole sentence. Just write the correct word. So you are sending me 3 words. Okay? You are sending me 3 words. So the words in brackets, their tense needs to be corrected. So just number 1 at this stage, just number 1, as in sentence number 1. So 3 words, everyone. Please send me the 3 words in tense in chat. The 3 correct tenses in chat. Okay, Vientiane, you have 1 correct. All right, the last one is correct. The first 2 are not correct. Meng Ang, very good, Meng Ang. You have all 3 correct. Ding Lam, just waiting for you, please. Thank you. All right, Ding Lam, you are correct as well. Good. Okay, Meng Ang, she usually, what is the next word?
She usually goes to work by bus.
Correct, okay? So goes. Vientiane, goes, it should be. She usually goes to work by bus, okay, Vientiane? Sorry, Vientiane, I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, she usually goes to work by bus. Not go to work by bus. She usually goes to work by bus, but today she... Ding Lam, what is the next one? But today she...
She is driving.
Good. Today she is driving. Okay, today she is driving. Okay, Vientiane?
Yes.
Today she is driving because she missed the bus. You all got that correct. She usually goes to work by bus, but today she is driving because she missed the bus. Okay, everyone, number 2. Just number 2. Only need to send me 1 word. Oh, sorry, more than 1 word, but you need to correct the tense. By the time we arrived, the film... How do we finish this sentence correctly? Using those words in brackets, or using the correct tense form of those words. You might need to use some other words as well, by the way. Okay, Ming Ang, thank you. Almost correct, Ming Ang. Okay, Almost correct. What is the past tense of has, Ming Ang? Remember, the sentence is past tense. You know this because of the word arrived. Arrived is in the past. By the time we arrive, so everything else has to be past tense. Viet Tien, you are correct. So Ming Ang, just waiting for you to correct your answer, and Ding Lam waiting for you, please. As I was saying, I'm sure you have practiced tense already for years and years. Some of you with Miss Ha. But I'm seeing this very common mistake in your work. Okay, Ding Lam, you have made the same mistake as Ming Ang. Quang, Chao Gon Quang, welcome to class.
Hello, teacher.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Quang. Did you hear my correction, the correction?
No.
Okay, I'll send you the correct answer. Okay, Quang, I've sent you the answer. Oh, sorry, I have misspelt work. So, Quang, the correct words should be goes, is driving, and missed. All right, Quang?
Okay.
Okay, Viet Tien, can you please tell me the answer to number 2? Can you please read all the sentence, Viet Tien?
By the time we arrived, the film had already started.
Okay, thank you, Viet Tien. Sorry, a little bit hard to hear, so I'll repeat it. So, Ming Ang and Ding
Yes.
Lam, by the time we arrived, the film had already started. Okay? Must use had. Had is in the past, not has. Has is present. Had is past. And you know it's past because of the word arrived. By the time we arrived, puts it in the past. The film had already started. Okay, everyone, number 3. Quang, just send me the correct 2 words, the words in brackets. Don't need to send me the whole sentence. So number 3, everyone. While I walk home, I see a shooting star. Please correct the words in brackets. Okay, Quang, thank you. The second one is correct, not the first one. Okay, Viet Tien, that is correct. Ming Ang and Ding Lam, just waiting for you. Quang, that is now correct.
I have sent you already.
Oh, have you? I can't see it. Hang on, Ming Ang. Oh, now I can. Thank you. Okay, Ming Ang, that is correct. Good. And that is correct too. Ding Lam, very good. Okay, you all got that one correct. By the way, the first one has two correct answers. While I was walking home or while I walked home. Either one is correct. While I was walking home or while I walked home are both correct present tense. I saw a shooting star. Okay. Two more of these. Number 4, everyone. Number 4. Just need to send me one word. Thank you, Viet Tien. That is correct. Ming Ang, that is correct. Ding Lam, that is correct. And Quang, that is also correct. Number 4 has two answers. Okay? If he studies harder or if he studied harder. So this one can be either future or past. Okay, but if he study harder, he will pass the exam. Not correct. Has to be either studied, past tense, or studies harder, plural. All right, and the last one, everyone, number 5. Number 5. So 2 words you need to send me. Okay, everyone should have finished by now. All right. First one is not correct. Ding Lam. Second one is. Okay, that is correct, Viet Tien. That is correct, Quang. And Ming Ang, that is also correct. I had lived in Hanoi for 5 years. Sorry, I had lived in Hanoi for 5 years before I moved to Hanoi. You don't need to use the word had, by the way. You don't need to. I lived in Hoi An for 5 years. Okay, that is also correct. I had lived or I lived. Both are correct. Okay, going to stop the share for the next one. So you can't see the answers. I'm going to send to you in chat now, everyone. Last part of this, very quick. Okay, here are 5 sentences. All I want you to do is send me the tense they are in. Send me the tense. I'm going to make it even easier. I just want past, present, or future. Okay, so you don't need to say past continuous or past perfect or future perfect, okay? I don't need that much detail. Just present, past, or future. All right, so just send me a one-word answer for each sentence. Don't need to write the sentence out. Just tell me whether the sentence is present, past, or future. Good, Viet Tien, that is correct. Okay, Ming Ang, Quang, and Ding Lam. Just waiting for your answers, please. Okay, I can see yours. Thank you, Ming Ang. Good, that is correct, Ming Ang. Ding Lam and Quang, just waiting for you. Just another few seconds. I want to keep going with everything else. Ding Lam, have you almost finished? And Quang, have you almost finished? Okay, I'm going to keep going now because, like I say, haven't got time to wait too long for this. All right, Viet Tien, they have been working on the project since morning. Past, present, or future? Viet Tien, can you hear me? Viet Tien, oi.
Skip him, please. And the microphone has some problem, right? I cannot hear anything.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, okay, that's fine now.
Okay, good. Maybe some problem. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay, what is the first sentence, Ming Ang?
They have been working on the project since morning.
Yeah, what is that? Past, present, future.
Present.
It is present, everyone. Okay, that is actually present perfect continuous. They have been working. Okay, but present. Viet Tien.
Yes.
Sentence number 2, please. Can you read the sentence?
And the number 2, I met her while I was studying in London.
Okay, and what tense is that? Past, present, future.
Past.
It is past continuous, to be exact, but past is correct. Ding Lam.
Yeah.
Sentence number 3. Can you read sentence number 3, please?
He had left before I got there.
Okay, past, present, future.
Present.
Okay, it's actually past. He had left before I got there. Is past perfect. Past, okay, that is past. He had left. Had is past tense, Ding Lam. Quang.
Yes.
Sentence 4. Can you read sentence 4 for me, please?
She will have completed the task by next week.
Okay, past, present, future.
Future.
It is future perfect. And the last one, Ming Ang.
I'm going to visit my cousin in Da Nang tomorrow. Is future.
Is future correct? Okay, future. All right, so that was just to give you all a little bit of practice at tenses, which, like I say, is one of the simple but very common mistakes that you make. Okay. So now we're going to continue with our series of tips, how to improve your part one answers. How to improve your part one answers. So you might remember my first tip to you, number one, was to listen to videos and to shadow or repeat the sentences. Viet Tien, do you remember that one? Viet Tien.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember I talked about that a couple of weeks ago? Shadowing. Shadowing is tip
Yes.
number one to improve your answers. Actually, sorry everyone, I'll share the document with you so you can see it. Might be a good idea. Otherwise, you will be wondering what I'm talking about. Hang on. Okay, you can see what we're looking at, everyone. Looking at this. All right. 6 tips to improve your part one answers. First one, listen to videos, okay, and shadow or repeat the sentences as they talk. So this will improve your vocabulary, fluency, and pronunciation, will improve all of those. Just repeating the videos that you are listening to, repeating the words, repeating the sentences. It will help you get used to tenses. It will help you get used to different word forms. Number 2 was to memorize chunks of vocabulary. Memorize collocations. Meng Ang, Meng Ang.
Yes.
Okay, this chunk here, take a break. What does it mean, Meng Ang? Take a break.
Relax.
Yeah, let's relax or let's stop. Let's take a break. Okay, and what does grab some mean, Meng Ang? Grab some. Let's grab some coffee. What does that mean? If I say to you, Meng Ang, let's grab some coffee. Grab some coffee. What does that mean?
Getting something.
Yeah, getting what? Meng Ang, getting what? Let's grab some coffee.
Getting something.
Yeah, getting what? Not something, Meng Ang, but getting some.
Coffee.
Yes, coffee. Let's get some coffee. Just grab some means let's go get some, or let's go buy some. Grab some just means let's go get some, let's go buy some coffee. Take a break means to relax, have a rest. All right, and the last one of these, Kwang. Kwang.
Yes.
Break the news. What does that chunk mean? Break the news. To break the news to someone means to what? Break the news.
Expose.
Sorry, Kwang? Say again.
Expose.
I can't hear the word you're saying, Kwang. Sorry.
Expose.
Expose.
Yes.
Not expose means to ding lam. Can you remember? Break the news. Break the news.
I don't remember.
Okay, break the news. Do you know Viet Tien? If you break the news to someone, what are you doing? If you break the news to someone?
I think it means you tell someone to be news.
It is. You are telling. All it means, if you break the news to someone, means you are telling someone something, usually bad or sad. Okay? To break the news to someone means to tell them something, and usually something that is sad or bad. Okay? For example, I had to break the news to him that his grandfather had died. Break the news is just another way, a colloquial way of saying tell someone. And the reason I have included these, okay, is that you should try to memorize chunks of vocabulary. A chunk is 2 or more words, all right? Often an idiomatic phrase, but doesn't have to be idiomatic. But if you memorize chunks of vocabulary, all right, much easier than trying to remember each individual words. Okay, let's take a break. Grab some. Break the news. Okay, so number 3. All right, everyone. Number 3 is structure your answer with templates. I'll play video and I'll explain exactly what that means. So everyone, please watch and listen to this.
Number 3 is to use templates to structure your answer. Now, I would recommend this for either lower level students or if you're not too confident about your speaking skills. If you're confident at a high level, just speak out. Just go with the flow, talk naturally, and that's fine. But if you're lacking confidence, a little structure, a simple template can really help. It's a bit like a crutch to help you walk, right? It just helps things go along. Let me give you 3 super simple templates that will, I think, transform your answers. And it's so simple. It's crazy. Number 1, yes, but, Number 2, yes, because, Number 3, yes, for example, Okay, that's it. 3 templates. Let me show you in action. Let's take a question. Do you drink coffee? So the first one. Yes, I usually have a cup of coffee in the mornings, but I don't drink coffee after 3 p.m. in the afternoon because that keeps me awake at night. Number 2, do you drink coffee? Yes, I usually have a cup of coffee in the morning because it helps me wake up and it just gives me lots of energy to face the day ahead. Number 3, do you drink coffee? Yes, I do drink coffee. I normally have coffee in the mornings. For example, yesterday I had a cup of coffee as soon as I woke up, and then I had a second coffee with a friend just before lunchtime at work. That's it. How simple is that? And yet, these simple structures can really just help you. And the great thing is, you can use them across many different kinds of questions. Not all of them, but many. And as a tool to help you practice, like a crutch to help you walk, it's really, really useful. So these are 3 simple templates. There are many, many more. I mean, in my Ielts speaking exam strategies and tips course, there are 10 different templates with examples of how to use them, as well as lots of other tips for the whole exam. You can check that out. Anyway, there's links somewhere here.
Okay, everyone. So a template or template, I'm going to send you in chat now the ones he was talking about, is just a structure to help you answer simple part 1 questions. All right? That's all it is. That's all he's talking about. Okay, in chat, I've sent you the template or template of what he was talking about. Ming Ang, can you see what I sent you in chat?
Yes.
Okay, so these are three ways you can answer simple questions. All right. His one was, do you like coffee? All right. So you answer either yes, da 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 da, or no, da 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 da, but. So for example, you could say, no, I don't like coffee, but I do like tea, and I have tea every morning for breakfast. The next one, using the word because. Do you like coffee? Yes, I like coffee because from when I was very young, my mum got me used to drinking coffee. Okay, so that's using because. Yes or no and because. And the other one, yes or no and for example. Do you like coffee? No, I don't like coffee. For example, when I have coffee, it makes me not sleep at night. So that's why I don't like coffee. Okay, so these are three structures or templates to help you answer simple questions. Yes, no, but, or yes, no, because, yes, no, for example. Let's practice that now. Vietien. Vietien.
Yes.
Okay, please use one of those templates to answer this question. Okay, do you use Instagram, Vietien?
No, I don't use Instagram because I don't find the right in that I Instagram
Okay,
and don't have.
sorry, Vietien, your connection isn't very good, so I couldn't hear some of the words, but I did hear you use the template correctly. Minh Anh, Minh Anh,
Yes.
do you use TikTok?
Yes. Because it make me relax and I can create in the
I can create what, Minh Anh?
um
What is the rest of your sentence? Yes, it helps me relax and I can.
create content in this.
I can create content and I can create content in this. Good, Minh Anh. That's good. Quang, Quang,
Yes.
do you use Instagram?
No, because I don't like Instagram.
Okay. And what is the reason you don't like Instagram, Quang? Make your answer a little bit longer.
Can I answer it again?
Yeah, start again. So, do you like Instagram, Quang?
No, because I don't like content on Instagram. It make me not feel good.
Okay. No, because I don't like the content on Instagram. Okay? Content is a noun, so you need to have an article, the, a, or an in front of it. Okay, Kwang?
Yes.
No, because I don't like the content on Instagram. It doesn't make me feel good. Okay? Can you say the sentence again, please, Kwang?
I
No, because.
No, because I don't like the content on Instagram because it doesn't make me feel good.
Much better, Kwang. Perfect English. And Ding Lam, Ding Lam,
Yes, I'm here.
Ding Lam. Do you use TikTok?
No, I don't use that because I don't like TikTok and content in this.
Okay, because I don't like the content on this. Can you say
Uh,
that, please, Ding Lam?
because I don't like the content in TikTok.
Okay, I don't like the content on TikTok.
On
Okay,
TikTok.
have to use the preposition on. I don't like the content on TikTok. Good, everyone. So that was just to give you an example of 3 templates or structures that you can use for many questions. Okay, yes, no, but, yes, no, because, yes, no, for example. All right, very simple, a lot of these. I know you probably know some of these already, but this is just to remind you how you can structure your answers. Are there any questions about that? Okay, for the rest of the lesson, going to go on now to writing. All right, I thought we would look at a new graph this week. A new task 1 graph. Okay. Viet Tien, can you read the first sentence for me, please?
First sentence is the graph below shows the consumption of fish and some different kinds of meat in a European country between 1970 and 2001.
Okay, so this is 1979. Okay, and this Viet Tien is pronounced 2001. Can you say that, please?
2001.
Correct, 2001. Okay. If Viet Tien, if there was a 2 here instead of a 1, how would you pronounce it?
What?
If there was a 2 instead of a 1, how would you pronounce the whole number?
2002.
Correct. Okay, good. Just checking you remember how to pronounce this. 2001, 2002, and so on. Meng Ang, can you read the second sentence, please?
Summarize the confirmation by selecting and reporting on the main features and make comparison where relevant.
Good. Okay. So you will often see this in a writing task 1 question. Okay. Summarize the information. You know what that means. Select and report on the main features. Okay, that's what you do in your overview, of course. You choose and you write about the main features of the graph. Make comparisons where relevant means where they are useful. Something that is relevant is useful. Useful and relevant are almost exact synonyms. Make comparisons where they are useful. All right, so we know this graph is about fish and meat consumption. Kwang,
Yes.
fish and meat consumption. What does consumption mean in this case? Kwang, in this graph, what does the word consumption mean? Talking about fish and meat consumption. Can you explain that?
I have no idea.
You've no idea? This is a new word to you? Ding
Yes.
Lam, fish and meat consumption. Ding Lam.
I don't know.
Don't know? Okay.
Sao lại consumption là gì mà không biết hả? Tiêu thụ à?
Yes.
Hiểu chưa? Tiến thì không nói, Tiến giỏi rồi, không nói rồi. Phúc Quang với lại Đình Lâm nhớ chưa? Consumption là cái meat, là cái lượng thịt mình tiêu thụ à? Minh Anh hiểu chưa? Ok.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. All right. So, Viet Tien,
Yes.
the graph is about fish and meat consumption. What does that mean? Fish and meat consumption.
Is like the amount of fish and meat people consume.
Consumed. Good. What, Meng Ang? Meng Ang,
Yes.
what is another word beginning with the letter E that we could say instead of consumption if we're describing this graph? Instead of talking about fish and meat consumption, What does consumption mean? Do you think? Will we get the Ming Ang?
I can remember.
You can't remember?
Yes.
Viet Tien.
Yes.
Okay, instead of saying consumption, what is a word beginning with E? We could talk about use eat. Yes. Okay. Consumption in this case means to eat. All right. The amount of fish and meat that has been eaten. Has been eaten. Okay, that's what this graph is about. All right. Now, as always, when we look at a graph, we look at the X and the Y axis. Quang,
Yes.
okay, what is on the X axis of this graph?
It show grams per person per week.
Good. Okay, grams per person per week. Okay, remember everyone, this is the X axis. It shows the amount of grams of what, Quang? Grams of what? Grams of what?
Per person
Yeah, but grams of what?
consumption
Yeah, consumption of what?
of meat,
And
uh, chicken, lamb, and fish.
okay, fish and meat is the answer, Quang. Okay, you can see here, top of the graph says fish and meat. Then the amount of grams of fish and meat consumed or eaten per person per week. Does that make sense, Quang?
Yes.
Grams of fish and meat. That's what I meant when I said grams of what? Grams of fish and meat. Ding Lam,
I'm here.
what does the y-axis on this graph measure?
Why is measure is a year?
Years. Okay, years, Ding Lam. Okay, not just year, years. Okay, because there's more than one. Measures years. Okay, so that is always the first thing you look at when you look at a graph like this. Look at the x-axis and the y-axis. What are they measuring? All right, and then you look at the four things that are being measured. Four different types of food are being measured. Okay, and then we need to look at, well, you need to look at the main features. The main features. So the first feature I would look at, Ming Ang. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay, so has, and the word I'm going to send you here is one that you might not be familiar with. Okay, but I'm going to send it. Everyone. Can you see the word I've sent you, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Okay, what is it? What is the word I've sent you?
Pattern.
Pattern. Okay, good. This is a pattern. All right, this graph shows a pattern of meat consumption. Pattern is a kind of plan, but not quite. But it's a bit like a plan. So it shows you can't really talk about a plan of fish and meat consumption, but you can talk about a pattern of meat consumption, fish and meat consumption. So my first question, Ming Ang, has the pattern of fish and meat consumption changed over the years? Has it changed? Yes or no, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Yes, it has. Yes, the pattern has changed. The pattern has changed. Has it changed much, Viet Tien? Viet Tien.
Yes.
The pattern of fish and meat consumption, has it changed much over the years?
No, not much.
Not much, okay? Let's see what everyone else thinks. Kwang,
Yes.
has the pattern of meat and fish consumption changed over the years?
Not much.
You don't think not much? Okay. And Ding Lam.
I think it's so much.
So you think it's changed, Ding Lam?
Yes, it's changed.
And has it changed by much?
Yeah.
Yes. Did you say yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so actually Ding Lam is right, everyone. It has changed quite a lot. So just to go back a little bit, what you're looking at here is a pattern. The picture on this graph, the word to describe it is a pattern. And the pattern has changed quite a lot. So, for example, Viet Tien.
Yes.
Okay, Viet Tien, how many grams of chicken were consumed in 1979? How many grams of chicken?
In 1979, there are about 149 grams consumed.
149? Not quite. Remember, this here is 100. This here is
Yes.
150. So this here is not 149. What do you think it is, Viet Tien?
45, 145.
I would say actually closer to 140, personally. Okay, this would be, see where the arrow is? This might be like 10, 20, 30, 40. See what I mean, Viet Tien? Have to divide this here into 5 different segments. Okay, Viet Tien? So this should be about 140. So let's say this is 140. In 2004, Viet Tien, how many grams of chicken are consumed?
Or there is about 250.
Around 200 and bit less. Okay, I think this is 250, bit less. So again, about 240. Okay, so you can see actually that it's changed quite a lot, Viet Tien. That's why I'm saying yes, it's changed, and yes, it has changed a lot. Does that make sense, Viet Tien?
Yes.
Okay. Also, another way you can see it's changed. Ming Ang.
Yes.
What was the most popular? What was the most popular meat in 1979?
Beef.
Correct. But in 2004, what is the most popular meat?
Chicken.
Correct. Okay. So everyone, you can see the graph has changed quite a lot over these years. All right. I hope that makes sense to everyone. In these, how many years is it? 25 years? You can see the pattern of fish and meat consumption has changed. Has changed. Kwang, what word can we use beginning with S to describe the amount of change?
Uh,
What adverb can I use?
I don't remember.
Ding Lam, can you remember?
No, I don't.
The adverb. When something has changed a lot, a word beginning with S. Viet Tien,
Yes.
what word can I use? Viet Tien, beginning with S to describe something that has changed a lot. What adverb can I use? I think you all know this word. Ming Ang
Significantly.
is correct. Significantly. something that has changed significantly has changed a lot. Everyone, you must remember this word. It's a word you're going to need to use often when you are describing changes in graphs. Quang, do you remember the word now?
Yes.
Okay, significantly. Ding Lam.
Oh, yeah,
What is the word, Ding Lam?
significantly.
Significantly. Okay. The pattern of fish and meat consumption has changed significantly over this period. Period, remember, is the word you use when you want to describe an amount of time. Period. So the pattern or picture is another synonym for pattern. The pattern of fish and meat consumption has changed significantly over this period. All right? That is the first main feature you can see. Okay, I want you in chat now, everyone. Okay, in chat, I want you to send me 2 other main things you can see have changed. Just 2 in chat. So if I was starting my overview, I would say it can be clearly seen that the pattern of fish and meat consumption has changed significantly over this period. What could my next sentence be? Please give me the next sentence. Meng Ang, does this make sense to you?
Can you repeat?
Okay, so we're looking at doing an overview, okay, Meng Ang?
Yes.
So the first sentence of my overview could be something like, it can be clearly seen the pattern of fish and meat consumption has changed significantly over this period. What could the second sentence of my overview be? Okay, so you have to describe for me some other change, okay, in your next sentence, all
Yes.
right? Does that make sense, Ming
Yes.
Ang? Okay.
Yes.
Vietian, does that make sense? Vietian. Ding Lam.
Yes, I understand.
You understand? Good. Quang.
I understand.
Good. All right. So the first sentence, you don't have to write this. It can be clearly seen that the pattern of fish and meat consumption has changed significantly over this period. Please give me the next sentence, another sentence that describes a main feature of this graph. It's changed significantly, but what has changed? Or how has it changed? Vietian, welcome back. Can you hear me now, Vietian?
Yes.
Okay, you understand what I want you to do, Vietian?
I I do.
Okay, you need to write me another sentence, Vietian, in chat.
Okay.
Of the overview. So the first sentence would be something like, it can be clearly seen that fish and meat consumption has changed significantly over this period. What could a second sentence be? So please send me a second sentence in chat, everyone. Excuse me. So in chat, everyone, I've sent you the first sentence of the overview. I've sent you what the first sentence could be. You need to send me a second sentence. So that first sentence describes general change, but what has actually happened? And remember, in the overview, you don't need to send me any numbers, okay? Numbers are for the detail paragraphs, which are paragraphs 3 and 4. But at the moment, we are still looking at the overview paragraph or paragraph 2. So you don't need to send me any numbers. But you can describe for me what has changed. Okay, Ding Lam. Ding Lam, oi.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you for sending your sentence. Okay, so remember, don't need any numbers in the overview. Okay, Ding Lam?
Okay.
Okay. And again, remember your tenses. I'm going to send you back what you should have written. Okay, Ding Lam?
Okay.
Okay, Ding Lam, can you see what I've sent you?
Yes, I can see.
Okay,
that.
so that is now the correct tense. All right, please send me another sentence, Ding Lam, about something else, okay, that has happened.
Okay.
Okay, so you've talked about chicken, but what else? What else is there? You've just done chicken, so send me another sentence about something else you can see, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ding Lam. Okay, Viet Tien. Viet Tien.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good, Viet Tien. Pretty good. Okay, and good use of adverbs, okay, and adjectives. Viet Tien, that's good. So your grammar's all pretty good, Viet Tien, that's good. All right, Quang. All right, Quang.
Yes.
Okay, just look at your answer, Quang. All right, remember it should be, this is in the past, isn't it, Quang? This graph is in the past, so what tense should we be using?
Past tense.
Correct. Okay, so just looking at your sentence, what is rise? Rise, Quang. Rise is present tense. What should it be?
What's
What is
right?
what is the past tense of rise?
Rising. Rose,
No,
rose. Oh, rose.
rose. Correct. So it should be rose. Okay,
Okay.
rose sharply. All right, and again, I'll just sing. What is the past tense of drop?
Drop it.
Dropped. Okay. So your sentence should be this, Kwang. I'll send it back to you in chat. Okay. Okay, Kwang, can you see what I've sent you?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see I've corrected the tenses. Can you please read what I've sent you, Kwang?
Chicken consumption rose sharply in the period from 1979 to 2004. Lamb consumption dropped slowly.
Good. Dropped slowly. Actually, I've corrected the tenses. I don't think slowly is correct, Kwang. Okay? I don't think slowly is correct. It's the change is more significant than that. So lamb consumption started in 1979 at how many grams, Kwang? How many grams?
Uh, 150.
Correct. And what did it finish at in 2004? About?
60.
Yeah, about 60, okay? So that change isn't that slow looking at the graph, okay? So I think it has dropped not slowly, but a word beginning with ST. A word beginning with ST, Kwang. STE. STE?
Um,
Can you think of this adverb? STEE, Kwang.
I have no idea.
STEEP. Any idea, Kwang?
No.
This word. I've just sent it to you, okay? What is the word?
Deeply.
Yes, steeply, okay? Means it went down. Does steeply mean to go down fast or slow? Kwang, fast or slow?
Fast.
Correct. Okay. So when you're talking about a fast drop, and I think this is a fast drop, you talk about it's dropped steeply. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Steeply is an adjective you need to remember for something that has dropped quickly or something that has dropped fast. An adverb is steeply. All right. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at your answer. Okay, not bad, Ming Ang, just missing a couple of words. Okay, just missing a couple of words. I'm going to correct your answer and send it back to you. Okay, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Can you remember, Ming Ang, what word, what synonym you can use instead of consumed? Beginning with E. Beginning with E.
Eat.
Eat. All right. And what is past tense of eat?
Ate.
Ate or eaten. Ate or eaten. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Can you see my correction I've sent you, Ming Ang?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Can you read it for me, please? Read it to me.
Why the amount of chicken eaten has risen significantly, and the consumption of beef and lamb has fallen dramatically. The amount of fish eaten remains stable.
Okay. Does that make sense to you, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Okay, so you needed to put in the words eaten and consumption, in there for it to make sense. Okay? So you can't just say the amount of chicken had risen significantly. The amount of chicken that had been eaten or consumed had risen significantly. Okay, everyone? So that's not bad. So you have all pretty much summarized the main changes. Now, for the last part of this and the last part of the lesson, I want you to write me, going to run out of time a little bit. I want you to write me a detail paragraph number 1, and I want you to write Meng Ang.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 4 different types of food, don't we, Ming Ang? You can see 4 different types of food?
Yes.
Okay, and we have to write 2 detail paragraphs. So how many types of food should go into each paragraph? Ming Ang? So you have to write 2 detail paragraphs, and we have 4 different types of food. How many types of food should be in each paragraph?
2.
2 is correct. Good. 2 is correct. Okay, so everyone, we have chicken, beef, lamb, and fish. 2 detailed paragraphs, so you put 2 of them in each paragraph. That way you write about them all. Vietian.
Yes.
Detailed paragraph number 1. Which 2 foods would you choose to put in your detailed paragraph number 1? Which 2
I
foods?
think I would choose chicken and beef.
Correct. Might as well choose chicken and beef, everyone. Okay? Chicken and beef, they're the first 2 ones you can see in the graph, and they're probably also the ones that have had the biggest change. All right? Does that make sense, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone, I want you to write me a detailed paragraph, all right, telling me exactly what has happened to the consumption of chicken and beef over this period. Only chicken and beef. Kwang, does that make sense? Kwang?
Yes.
Okay, a detailed paragraph. So now is when you use figures. Ding Lam, does this make sense to you?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so now is when you need to use numbers. Now remember, you only need to write 2 or 3 sentences, so you don't need to write about every single thing, every single change you can see. You are still summarizing a little bit, but this time you are just putting in some figures, you are putting in a little bit more detail. So what has happened to chicken and beef, and what are some of the numbers, and what is some of the most interesting detail to you? Let me put it that way. Have a look at chicken and beef and tell me what are some of the most interesting numbers for you. So again, you're not describing every number. You don't need to say in 1979 chicken was 220, then in 1984 it was 230, then in 1989 it was 180. You don't do that. Okay, that is too much detail. You are just picking out some important or interesting details. So 2 or 3 sentences only. 2 or 3 sentences and just chicken and beef. Lamb and fish, of course, would go into detail paragraph number 2. But we're not doing that this afternoon, just detail paragraph number 1. So chicken and beef. Give me some details, please, about what happened. To chicken and beef consumption. And as Miss Ha might have told you, consumption means to use. When you consume something, consume is the verb, you use it. And in this case, because we're talking about fish and meat, consumption actually means to eat it. If we were talking about something like petrol, for example, petrol consumption wouldn't mean eat, of course. Consumption would just mean use. The amount of petrol consumed, the amount of petrol used. Okay, so as quickly as you can, please, everyone. As soon as we finish this, we will finish the lesson for this afternoon. Thank you, Ding Lam. Okay, Ding Lam, not bad. Not bad, Ding Lam. Ding Lam.
I'm here.
Okay, Ding Lam. I wouldn't use the only thing you've done wrong really is you've used the word tended. Okay, Ding Lam? So tended means more generally. Okay? So you've said chicken consumption generally was in the opposite direction of beef. Whereas actually chicken consumption, all right, has definitely been in the opposite direction of beef. Ding Lam, okay?
Okay.
You only use tended when you're talking about something that happens sometimes. All right? But in this case, was chicken consumption was always climbing and beef was always dropping.
Yeah.
Okay? So it didn't just happen sometimes, it happened all the time.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
yeah, I understand.
Okay, so you only use the word tended when something happens sometimes, but in this case happened all the time. But otherwise, that's not bad, Ding Lam. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Quang. Okay, Quang.
Yes.
Okay, that's not bad, Quang. Not bad. Okay. The only thing you don't need to keep repeating, okay, in the period 1979 to 2004, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you don't need to write it twice. So you can just write in the period or over the period, okay? Don't need to keep writing the years. Just need to write the years once and that is it.
Okay.
Okay? So there's one thing I'll tell you when we finish the lesson, which will be in just a moment. One thing, Quang and Ding Lam, you have the right idea, but there's one major thing you've missed out, and I will tell you in just a moment. Ming Ang and Viet Tien, just waiting for your answers. Ming Ang, how are you going? Ming Ang? Is your answer almost finished, Ming Ang?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, just waiting to see it, please. Thank you. Viet Tien, how are you going? Viet Tien. Viet Tien, can you hear me? No, he seems to have disappeared. Okay, thank you, Ming Ang. Just reading Ming Ang's lesson, answer everyone, then I will send you what I think you have missed out. Okay, Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay, the amount of chicken eaten was 140 grams in 1979, but risen. There's a word missing between but and risen. Ding Lam, can you tell me what it is? Sorry, Ming Ang. Ming Ang. A word between but and risen that needs to go there. Begins with H. Begins with H. Ming Ang. Three letters, Ming Ang. Beginning with H. Beginning with H, it is H-A. Ming Ang, H-A. A past tense word. H-A.
Hat.
Yes, had, but had risen. Okay, have to put had in there. Okay,
Yes.
but had risen significantly. Consumption of beef was 220 grams and reached a peak in 1924. Okay, not fallen dramatically, Ming Ang. Not fallen, but what is another?
Had.
No, not. But but had fallen. You could say had fallen, or you could say fell. Okay, Ming Ang.
Yes.
Either one is correct. But had fallen is correct, or fell is also correct. Okay, not bad, Ming Ang. Not sure what's happened to Viet Tien, but never mind. All right, here is something that you all missed out, which I think is important. I'll just send you this, then we will finish the lesson, everyone. Okay, Ding Lam.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, can you please read what I have sent you in chat?
Okay. Beef begins the Gyros as the most popular meat, but was replaced by chicken.
Okay, this is an important fact that you should use for your first sentence. What you all sent me is correct, but you missed, okay, that beef was the most important meat. Now chicken is. It has been replaced by chicken. All right, that is the first sentence you should use for your detail paragraph number 1. Then you can write what you have all written to me. Okay, but this sort of sums up or summarizes what has happened with these two meats. Ming Ang, can you read what I've sent you in chat? Just read it to me, Ming Ang. Ming Ang?
Yes.
All right, read what I've sent to you in chat.
Beef began the period as the most popular meat, but was replaced by chicken.
Good. I'm sort of getting you to shadow me so you can get used to the language. Kwang?
Yes.
Okay, can you read what I've sent you in chat, please?
Beef began the period as the most popular meat, but was replaced by chicken.
Good. All right. So that should be something like that should be the first sentence of your detail paragraph, everyone. Then you can write about the figures that you have written for me. All right. Viet Tien, I didn't get an answer from you. Did you have an internet problem, Viet Tien?
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right, doesn't matter. Now, thank you, everyone. I've gone a little bit over time. Sorry about that, but I wanted to get this paragraph finished before we finished. Anyone have any questions? Any questions? Okay, well, we will continue working on this graph next week. Okay, so thank you for coming. Hope you all have a great week ahead. Hope you all get the chance to relax a little bit, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday. Thăm biệt, everyone. Gặp lại sau.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye bye. Bye Quang.
Việt.
Bye Minh Ang. Viet Thi.